Our tax dollars paying for Medicare for people who take Mexican vacations. But here's the story of a man who's been cut off from Medicare, and he needs it. Like thousands of others, he is trapped by the rules. A somersault in shallow water 13 years ago left Scott Sanji a quadriplegic. Every morning, he relies on someone else's strong arms to get him out of bed and into his wheelchair, bathe him, and get him ready to face the day. It's a simple service, but critical to Scott's health and dignity, and Medicare used to pay for it.
Ideal. Sure.
Scott is able to take phone orders at his father's appliance store. He enjoys the human interaction, but that's why he can't get Medicare. Medicare law requires recipients to be homebound.
I don't want to be a burden on the taxpayers or anything, and I don't want to have to, I'm eligible for the health care. It's not that I'm not eligible. It's just a stipulation that I need to become a shut-in and just give up, you know, my out. That's my out, being outside.
For Scott, getting out of the house saves his sanity. But getting out of the house and getting reimbursed Medicare services is fraud.
They can't give you the okay to provide care that's not within the guidelines. The guidelines have to be changed by the federal government, which would literally take an act of Congress.
Since the Home Health Care Agency is no longer able to provide the service, Scott has to pay for it, $600 a month, all but $25 of his monthly Social Security check. And thousands of other disabled people are in the same boat. Advocates for the disabled, like the New Orleans Resources for Independent Living, are trying to change what they believe is an outdated law.
The answer is to change the law to reflect the thinking of other federal agencies that people with disabilities have a right to live in their communities, lead active lives without being penalized by some federal health care provider.
You know, I'd love to free myself from the big Medicare nipple, you know, but until I can and all, I need to stay occupied.
So what's he going to do? Well, Resources for Independent Living helps the disabled sort through the Medicare maze and offers help from other sources. The number to call is 522-1955. You can also call your congressman to make Medicare more responsive to the people who need it.
Oh, you won't be able to call Congressman Bob Livingston after this week. In Washington tonight, a bittersweet farewell